So time to see how they're gonna wrap this up after everything that happened.
And so the story goes.
Back to the framing device.
Is that it? But whatever happened to April Ryan? And did that man, Gordon Holloway, become a good and just guardian?
That is the end. If you had studied your scriptures, child, you would know that the 13th guardian was the last guardian to watch over the balance.
Is that right?
Was it after his reign that the worlds were reunited?
During his reign. Not long after the events I have just described.
Apparently the worlds were reunited
Please
after
tell us
all.
more. Tell us what happened to April and about the reunification of Stark and Arcadia.
I think I will save those stories for another night. I'm feeling tired, and it is late. I would see you out, but my legs...
So what the Vanguard wanted did happen
Thank you,
after all.
Lady Alvani.
I guess the worlds did
We'll find a way out
fuse.
ourselves. Thank you again for your hospitality and for your story.
They seem to be pretty okay with it though. So I guess that was a good thing.
And so the story goes. How strange it was to tell it again. To remember April Ryan. That was such a long, long time ago. And now my story is almost over as well.
Yeah, but never find out quite who she was, did we?
You still got a lot of life left in you. Wish I was half as lucky.
Don't say that. You're okay. You can still fly.
Fly, yes. But those cute little birds, they don't seem to appreciate that. They're holding out for their young, handsome suitors, and they don't have time for an old crow like me.
Well, got me, Crow. Isn't that something?
I guess. Yeah, sure. Of course. Unless you're not planning on going out there again, are you? On a new adventure? 'Cause I don't know. I'm kinda happy staying here.
Don't worry, Crow. I think our adventuring days are over. That doesn't mean we can't tell stories, does it?
Yep.
No, definitely not. Tell me one. Tell me the one about the young, beautiful warrior princess who single-handedly won the War of the Balance.
I don't remember it quite like that, Crow, but let's see. This story begins a long, long time ago, when Stark and Arcadia were still to be reunited, and the Guardian was still on his throne.
Yep, so the old woman was April all along. What a shock that. And now we get the names of all the people we have to thank for this. Mainly Ragnar Tornquist, who is like the main producer of this project and the guy who came up with the worlds and all. As evidenced by his name being right next to written by. And we have all of these other Scandinavian people to help to thank for the making of this game. Not sure what Randy is, or Sandy, but apparently quite a few people worked on that as well. But yeah, that was the longest journey, and boy did it live up to its name. And, you know, there's quite a lot of stuff that even with the world building and the exposition and all of these things that were shown remained unexplained, such as how was old woman April able to summon April from the past into her home? What happened to the joining of the worlds? Like, that was what the Vanguard were trying to do and they were the villains. But apparently that ended up happening anyway, even after the evil dragons of Stark were destroyed. Well, one of them was evil anyway. And what's gonna happen now that two of the kin are dead? I mean, both of the Stark dragons who were secretly Cortez and Macallan got destroyed in the battle that they had, presumably. Unless they're just hiding, but that would make quite a lot of sense. Of course, I wouldn't put that past the game, especially considering, you know, some of the stuff that did not get explained properly. Also, hello, Ambushbug. Yup. And there is one sort of vehicle through which they explain some of this stuff. And I think I already mentioned this like a couple of streams ago. But this game has one, soon to be two sequels. And the second one, you know, in the second game, which is called Dreamfall, which I may or may not do at some point. I don't know how that would go after this. Some of the old characters show up, some of the worlds are... both of the worlds are revisited, like a few years after the events of this game. Some of the things have changed, you know, the Vanguard are no longer the main menace, now there's something different. But I think it raises more questions than answers, honestly. That's kind of a problem that a lot of people had with this game. With that game, rather, the sequel. That there's quite a bit of stuff in there that's sort of brought up and never fully explored. And you know, this game does that too, but to a lesser degree. Most of the stuff is kind of hand-waved at least. But, oh joy, there's going to be a third game coming out soon. Around, October 20-something, 21st for all I know. I think that's it, October 21st, so be on the lookout for that. It's gonna be called the Dreamfall Chapters. I might look into it since I've beaten both this game and the sequel, but I don't know. I guess I'll figure that out in due time, but here's a Book of Secrets one more time, I guess. We can listen to more outtakes before I end this. Feeling very sleepy.
It's a drawing of a man mixing some green, mossy stuff with his old blood. A plant... Excuse me.
Yeah. High cost of acting.
Did I not tell you to fuck off?
Yeah, but...
So? Fuck off. Already? Did I stutter? Jesus Christ. You want me to spell it out like with letters at an athletic game?
I don't know, that sounded like a pretty good take. I'm assuming that was the voice of Burns Flipper, that guy. Was swearing like a sailor all the time.
And a double order of Cheesum's fried taters, yeah. Tastiest damn fries you're ever likely to find. Soaking in melting goat cheese. I screwed that up, let's go back. And a double order of Cheesum fried taters, yeah. Tastiest damn fries you're ever likely to find. Soaking in melted goat cheese.
Oh. So I guess that was the voice actor for the detective, if I recall.
South, I guess. From what I can remember the old man's stories about the sea, Tagate would be the closest civilized island.
Oops, sorry about that. That's Tagate.
Tagate was my second choice.
Tagate, well. What about the director?
I'm going to have to ask that you leave now.
Can we get that last one again?
Yeah, I can't fool you.
Tobias gathers dust.
Has been gathering dust forever.
Well, I can say that doesn't happen to me sometimes, I mean. To be fair.
Go ahead. One more. Quack. Quack. Whoops. Okay. That was too hot. Like, give more air in there. Indene res templa sans vermine. Fuck.
Well.
Do it again.
So I guess that was worth it, if only to hear that at the end. Ron exercises his vocal cords. Oh, the same guy.
Oh, alright.
Have we looked at this one yet?
Oh, weird fucking things. They're trying to control these powers he has. They fuck up big time, though. And the kid is totally screwed up. He's split in like 7 pieces. He's like, in some spiritual way, he's one part chaotic, the other part toaster oven, then there's like a logic part, and then he's like plastic. He's completely fucked. And the other part is like a small appliance. And he's like a toaster oven.
Well, I understood that. that was all that was in the Book of Secrets, right? Just the outtakes, something else, or music. What's the space station corridor loop? Pray tell. Yeah, the thing about a lot of the music from this game is that it seems to be a lot more ambient than actual music. Sailing the seas of cheese. Templar Marketplace, if I recall, it was just like bustling noises in the actual game. Yeah, that sounds a bit too serene for a marketplace, I would think. So what's a prelude in C minor? Can't really think of any part of the game other than maybe the church where that would have been appropriate, but... well, we can look at the images one last time. I still don't know what these guys are supposed to be. I think they're the Tyrant, but that's just a guess. That's field outside Mercuria. There's the Stickman. I guess that's supposed to be Gordon on the right. I'm actually not sure. And there's presumably Proto Charlie. I'm sure everyone remembers that guy. There's Cortez. There's Jacob McCallum, the evil priest leader. There's the Gribbler. Let's think back to that wonderful moment. And there's a few concepts in here like this one, if I recall. Actually, no. Well, I can't go back to the last image, but that one and this one are ones that were actually more developed in the sequel. This seems to be like a concept for Naxxus's house. Not quite sure what this is. It seems a bit too large to be like Robert Klax's castle. However, the dream sequence from the start. There's the Riot Police. There's the cauldron where we did the alchemy things. Apparently someone can make the heads and ornaments. That looks like Robert Klax's castle. There's a ship we were on, presumably the upper levels of the city. Not quite sure where this is supposed to be. There's a Gribbler's house. There are these people, I still don't know who they are. That's one of the Vanguard priests, I think, on the right. Not sure who that is on the left, though. And then it just loops. So I guess that's pretty much it, then. So that was the game. That was something else. I see that it was 99. Sometimes I got confused and thought it was 95 instead. Oh well. Well, that's it for the amazing Journey of the Guardian, and the other one ended up actually being the protagonist. And that was very long indeed. I'm fairly certain it clocked in at over 10 hours overall, so that's quite long for an adventure game, all things considered. And yes, I think we've had enough of this game for now, so I will quit.